Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Cindy. So, okay, it's been quite a couple of weeks, hasn't it, with the eclipses and whatnot. I find myself in a period where the energy just feels a bit murky. It doesn't feel as fluid as it was. And I've been reminded that, everything comes in divine timing, that our sense of timing and divine timing are two different things. But anyhow, what I wanted to talk to you about is, what I envisioned before coming here today is I saw Saturn, Uranus, excuse me, and Jupiter. And what I saw were the rings of debris around Saturn and Jupiter pulling on those rings, which at first I didn't quite understand it. And then when it came to me that the debris, I understood what that meant, and that, we spent the April lunar eclipse in releasing, and then we just had this other lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And it was about what we were releasing and what we were expanding. The rings around Saturn with all the debris, is that what we shook up within ourselves, right? We shook up these things that were in ourselves and we drew that debris out. And we're at a period where we are literally shedding that. And it's about being kind to yourself, because that period of shedding, it does take time. The energy that we went through and experienced during the two eclipses at the end of April and mid-May was about releasing the emotions that no longer serve us. And that's where I saw the debris. We took the action to review, right? We reviewed our past, that 40-year-old review. We gave it love, we gave it compassion, and by doing this, we were able to heal that energy surrounding it. And by doing that, we raised our vibration. We were able to move and change up that energy, move that toxic energy, and close a difficult period out. And we balanced that energy. And by doing that, we brought about energetic healing in our heart space. When we have that healing in our heart space, it opens space for something new, some new passion, right? Free of fear or disillusionment. And that's where we're at now. We pulled the debris out and we're sitting here and we're waiting. We're waiting to see the fruits of our labor that we just went through. And we're not seeing it as of yet, but be patient, it is coming. One thing I do know is that when we're able to see things and situations with clarity and process them and shift, we're able to shift that information to ourselves and others, and we're able to see through the illusions, right? That's one major change that I've seen in the last 6 to 8 weeks and what's been transpiring. And by doing that, we expand how we use the tools, how we work with the tools that we have to access and move through our heart space. That's that Jupiter expansion. And we're able to move through it more strategically, right? If we know that we brought out that debris, it's around us. we have to release it and let it go. And then Jupiter steps in and just expands. We grow. As we grow, the tools that we have to utilize grows along with it. We can move through our heart space more strategically. We can act compassionately. And we can act for our highest good. And this whole 6 to 8 weeks that we're going through, it seems so long and drawn out, when in reality, when it all comes together, it's going to come so naturally to us, right? We're going to be able to visualize the newness of the energy with all the potential of choices and opportunity that will come to us. Whereas before, we may have been able to get glimpses of it, right? We could feel the synchronicities, but not really access it as well. We're moving into a stage where we're going to just be able to, like, boom, it's there. And we're going to have that cell memory saying, oh, yeah, I've been here before. I know where we go from here. We find ourselves kind of like in this in-between space, a space of uncertainty, and patiently awaiting the arrival of the newness, that the gift or the reward for the work that we've done. As we await for that newness, some may feel stuck or not sure of themselves. That's okay. Everything comes in divine timing, like I said. While we wait in that space of uncertainty, tell yourself all the beautiful accomplishments you've gained. Be kind to yourself. You know, what's around the corner, nobody knows what the future holds, right? But if we've done the work and we planted the seeds, something will come. And I suspect that we're going to see a lot of aces in this group of readings, because the work that we put in the past couple of weeks has been amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's not easy. It's not easy to pull yourself out of that stuck mode, but just do it. Plunge through it, no matter what. You might not feel secure about it. You might not feel like you're ready. Dive right in, and you will fall right into place. All right, this is for the collective. Okay, Spirit, I want to bless my cards with light and love. I ask that the messages we receive are for our highest good. And then I interpret the messages as originally intended, as this is my divine right. Okay. Overall energy, please. Can I have one card for overall energy? The Tower. And then we're going to do the Fire. Ace of Discs. Air. Jabba. Pentacles. And Cups. Okay. And what's on the bottom of the deck is the Moon. So, for the collective, what we have in the center is the Tower card. Now, we know this to be, you know, a moment where things get shaken up, right? A lot's happening in the world. There's a lot of shifting going on. And what the Tower does is it's a way to wake people up, put you in a right direction. It's the number 16, which is a 7, right? And 7 is a vibration of going in a particular direction. And the Tower speaks of that. It speaks that, you know, we as a collective need to move in a particular direction. And the universe is going to provide something that will have the collective move in a particular direction. That's the overall energy. And in the fire, actions, options, higher vibrational existence, right? Our creative projects, motivations. We have the Ace of Discs. Now, I did say to you, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of aces. I mean, we did a great deal of work the past couple of weeks, so there's going to be a lot of new things coming out for us, new opportunities. And as far as our actions and options, projects, motivations that make us, I don't know, put us in a better state, we have the Ace of Discs. So the energy about will be new, will be an opportunity to have a potential, a great potential. This could also mean that perhaps there's a financial, if we have the Tower, this could be that the financial system breaks down. And after it breaks down, that there will be a new type of financial gain or way of making money. That's for our, actions, options, creativity, projects, and motivations. And in our, in the air, our communication, honesty, trust, thinking, communications, conversations, we have the 7 of Cups, and it says Debak. Now, basically, this is like stuck, right? We're not, this almost looks like putrefaction of the water if you look at that, right? But I think that given the energy here of the Tower, and then we have the 7 of Cups. Cups is about our heart space. It makes a lot of sense because if we have financial ruin, if you will, doesn't have to be ruin, financial challenges, we're gonna have a lot of angry people. Their heart spaces are not in a good place. 1 second, please. And it's a number 7, so that's movement as well. You know, normally when you look at a 7 of Cups, you see many different options, right? Or they might say that it's illusionary. There's a lot of options, but there's illusions as well. This cup, this in the Taro, really goes to the underlying energy of feeling like, do I really deserve to have love in my life? Right? This is in the communication, honesty, trust, thinking, communication. I apologize. I was talking about the heart. And this is just, there is no communication. It's ugliness. It's like people aren't speaking from their heart, given the Tower. And then in the money, materials, home environment, stability, health, sense of stability and resources, we have lust, which is the 6. Oh, which is 11. Now, in the taught cards, this is the same as the Rider-Waite Strength card, but he gives it a number 11. And actually, the number 8 card on the Rider-Waite, being the Strength card, here is the Justice card. Just so you know that. So here we have in the Pentacles, which is our money, finances, materials, home environment, stability. There is lust. That's the bottom line of the energy. And that kind of makes sense what I was talking about here with the Tower and the Ace of Discs. This has something to do with the financial aspects. And here, the lust is very strong. You know, this is about, do we feel secure in our resources? And this is feeling secure, and this is lust. I mean, feeling secure is not being lustful. To me, this is like greed. There's a lot of greed going on here. And which makes sense if this Tower card and the finances, people aren't feeling good about what's happening. Everybody just wants to get ahead. Nobody wants to fall short. And then in the bottom, we have our love and our relationships, our community, our family, our higher self, feeling in our emotional relationships. And this is abundance. This is 3 cups, which I find really strange given everything that's up here. And, you know, the number 3 is about collaborating, right? Working with others. This is about sharing what you have. Maybe this is where it's going. Maybe that is what's after the Tower, that we learn that we have to work with others and share that which what we have. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon, the Hangman, the Prince of Disc, and Peace. And I'm just showing you this because, well, it's pretty much saying that we're all moving in a particular direction. Yeah, we're moving into a direction of peace. Look at this, and then the next card is the universe. We're closing out a cycle, but again, we're in that space that, you know, we're not seeing any results. We're not seeing, it's like this dead space, and I hate saying dead space, but, you know, nothing's really happening right now. It will show, it will come. Trust me, it will come. It's just time is different in the spiritual world than it is here. You know, all that debris that, you know, if you can envision Saturn with all the debris on the outside, you know, it's all came out of us and it's all just ruminating around us, and Jupiter's coming in to draw it out. And it takes time to process and go through. If there's anybody out there who's been really super tired lately, that's your energy shifting. You're acclimating to what it is that you've been through. Okay, so I want to get a couple of cards for each one of these. Let me see. I think, you know what? I'm going to use these cards. Okay. Can I get 2 cards for the Tower, please? Well, we got more than 2. For crying out loud, we got 2, 4, 5. So for the Tower, we have the Ten of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Five of Pentacles, and Temperance. So this Tower is going to force us to look at, this is a beautiful card. The Ten of Swords is probably one of the most challenging cards in the deck, excuse me. Taro of the Abyss. The Ten of Swords, if you can see, here you are looking into the eyes of your past. The swords are there. You're literally looking into the pain. And this is a collective reading, so we're all going to see, you know, the swords can mean, you know, like war, can be the hardships, can be whatever. I associate it with the mental, the pain, the anguish, the, you know, even though that's hearts and whatnot, but that's what it causes. We're going to see that. For somehow we are going to see pain and heartache with this Tower. One second, please. I see. So this pain that we're going to experience, that we're looking back at all the pain, the challenges, it will be uncomfortable. But it's a 10, right? Which means that we're going to be on the other side of that. And here we have the Two of Pentacles, and it's about balancing the energies. And the question is, are we bringing that energy in, or are we releasing it? And it really is going to be up to each and every one of us how we visualize and how we see what's happening around the world. Are we looking at all the bad things, of all the negative things, of all the pain, or are we looking at the positive things? Are we looking at and encouraging and envisioning, you know, peace, harmony? And here we have the Hermit, and each one of us holds the responsibility to rein in that energy. To get a handle on that energy. I'm being brought to this. This is the Strength card, right? Strength is, do you feel strong about that energy? Are you controlling it, or are you lusting after something? There's a big difference there, right? It's how you use that energy. Are you using it to help heal yourself so that you can help the collective? Or are you adding to the issues of the collective? But the next card is the Five of Pentacles. And that's about having a different perspective, right? Coming into understanding yourself is what this is about. And this Tower will teach us how we see ourselves, right? Look at this, how we see ourselves in all the adversity, in the turmoil. Are we participating in it? Or are we trying to understand it for ourselves, to have a different perspective and reconnect and balance and work with the energies? 1 second, please. Yeah. This, you know, this calculates to a 3. Are we going to collaborate and work with others to bring a unification to the collective? That's pretty heavy stuff here, actually. I was not expecting that at all. Let me just look at this one more time. Okay. Can I have 2 cards for our actions and options? Thank you. Can I have 2 cards for air, for communication and conversations? Can I have 2 cards for pentacles, or monies, finances, or materials? Another ace. Ace of Pentacles even. Yeah, it almost feels like it's a new world order, if you will. I know that's really strange and bizarre, but that's what it feels like to me. And then can I have 2 cards for our love and relations, please? There's another ace. and the Strength card again. Okay, so in our actions, our options, our creativities, our motivations, we have an Ace of Discs. Something new is coming in with all the potential. And the Two of Wands is about making the decision to move in a particular direction, moving with love and compassion. All it wants you to do is move, go in a particular direction. Here we have the Four of Cups. You know, move in a direction, no matter how you're feeling. If you feel left out, if you feel like something's missing, it doesn't matter. That's kind of like what I was saying before. We're kind of in this space where we're just kind of waiting for something to transpire and nothing's happening. Be patient. But in the meantime, keep doing. Don't just stop. Don't just not do anything. Stay in motion. And that's pretty much what this is showing here, is that, yes, something new is coming in. It will have all the potential Yeah, it almost feels synchronistic to me. It will have all the potential, but you have to be able to see it and not be in this space of, you know, well, I missed it, or worried that there's something there that you're not seeing, you know. Appreciate and engage with what you do have. Build that up, no matter what it is. 1, 2, 4. Where's the threes here? Okay. And so I just have to see this again. Yeah, it may very well be quite difficult having gone through this. You might not feel like there is an opportunity with this Tower card, but there will be. I mean, there's aces all over here. 1, 2, 3 aces. In your communication, conversations, in your mental space, your communication. Here we have the Eight of Swords, feeling stuck. Well, we had that conversation, right? We know we're all kind of feeling that stuck energy between the, you know, now that the 2 eclipses have gone by. But you're really not stuck. Here you see somebody here with the Eight of Swords, and you can see that she's all wrapped up, but it's not really tight. All she has to do is do a little wiggling and she can get out. And here's that 3 I was talking about, because here we have the Ace, 2, and 4. Here's the 3. One second, please. So, it's Tower energy that's just bulldozing in the anxiety, right, that we're having. Here we go. And it's just really infecting our heart space. And when our heart space is infected, this literally looks like putrefaction. It doesn't even look like beautiful source water, right? When we're feeling like that, when we're feeling stuck, it's hard for us to work with others. But it's important, especially when we're in that mindset, to break free of that mindset. You don't want to sit in that energy. You have to come through it, move past it, let that go, and move into a space of understanding that you're changing. We are all changing as a collective. And to help others who are having a difficult time in this. Does that make any sense to you? So mentally, even though you're not feeling strong, you feel stuck. Basically, you need to just handle the energy. Just like what I was saying before in the introduction, that just plow through it. Once you start clearing that debris, you will come back to your old self. Now let's look at our material, money matters, our home environment, stability, health, right? We have the Tower. There's a lot of greed and lust going on, right? But here we have Ace of Pentacles in its exact spot, which is actually wonderful. Again, this is an ace. This is a new beginning. This is a new way of I almost see it as a new energy for the earth. The ace is a seed with all the potential, right? And then with it, we have the Seven of Cups. I see this as having the opportunity to see through the bullshit. You know, we made room and we made space in our heart, right? We got rid of the debris. And here, she's literally lifted up. Here's all the cups here. Now, people say, oh, well, that's confusion or whatever. I look at it as a higher vibrational seeing, having the ability to see through the smoke and screens. And I think that's what's coming in. People know and they see through this, through the greed. They see through these people who are really, they don't care about anybody. What I see is that we have something very new coming in. Another ace. And that we're going to be able to see exactly where we're at. Right? And then finally, we have the cups. Love and relations, community, family, higher self, feeling, emotional relationships. We have abundance. We have the Knight of Wands and another ace, the Ace of Cups. This is about, you know, this really depicts what this past 8 weeks has been all about with the two eclipses, right? We excuse me, released that what we didn't need, and we expanded. And here we have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is all about understanding our passions, understanding our motivations. And it's in our heart space. We understand that if we have love and compassion for ourselves and others, that the collective benefits as well. And that's pretty much what I see. And I see that here we have another ace. There's something new coming in. Something that we can all embrace. Despite this tower, whatever this tower is, I really do want to be a little more specific as to what this tower may be. I mean, certainly it could be about financial matters, greed, yeah, heartless people, yeah. I do want to get more cards on that. But it's about us coming together and reunifying. The ultimate direction that the energy is going to. 1 second, please. Yeah. Actually, this tower is going to be very successful. So what I want to do is I want to look at this tower card a little more. I know we have issues within the financial aspects. We have what I consider hate in our minds, lust, greed. I want to try to figure out a little more about what's happening with the Tower card. Let's see what we have going on here. Okay. Here, can I have a couple cards that explains what's transpiring with the Tower card, the overall energy for the collective? Thank you. 10 of Swords. Ten of Wands, 9 of Cups. That's some heavy shit. Yeah, Judgment on the bottom, Awakening. Yeah, you know, this Tower card is really specifically speaking to me. About the hardships, the pain, the anguish, the difficulties. And these two cards together speak to me of war. And smack dab in the middle is the 9 of Cups, which is peace, which is, you know, abundance within the heart space. And that just speaks to, you know, that these things that are happening all around us in the world is bringing us to that space of peace. Here we have the Palace of Wands, the Emperor, and the Devil. energy. And this really speaks of that this tower is going to give us a golden opportunity to clear out this toxic crap that's going on. And 1 second, please. That we're being guided in this direction. And that we're being brought to a golden opportunity to have what was meant to be for us. Yeah, the Ten of Wands and Ten of Swords. There will be justice. I mean, the Wands could be, the Ten of Wands can be, you know, the war. It can be volcanic eruptions. It could literally mean fires. The Ten of Swords is about, you know, the pain and the anguish of all of this. The Emperor is our institutions, our leaders. I don't know any leaders that's an Aries. I don't know any of them, but if anybody knows, do tell me. But it's what's taken the toxicity of all this, that we're being guided through all this with purpose, right? It's for an awakening. 1 second, 10, 29, 9, 10, 11. It's just. This is justice on the top, right? It's balanced. It's coming to bring us in a better position. And these cards is the Sun. You know, it's really hard to believe that when we look at these cards and how the devastation of whatever, the fires, volcanic eruptions, toxicity of our institutions or people, the war and the pain and anguish with all this, that this is all going to bring us to closer to source, Sun, which is the best card in the tarot. Enlightenment through death. So, yeah. This is that Pluto energy from back in February. So, literally, we will be enlightened. There's a lot of death and destruction that's all around us. I mean, look what transpired down in Texas. That just transpired. There's a lot of hatred in people's hearts. There's greed. People are just so divided. But all this death and destruction that's going on around us in a collective, and I'm not just in the United States, it's all over the world, all over the globe. It's bringing us to an awakening, to a higher perspective. You know, the Death card, well, it's here you have that energy, right? That Kundalini energy that we had before. It's all about understanding how to work with the energy that's about and how we can control our own energy and understand it. The Death card is about moving through a portal, closing the door of yesterday and moving through to a new beginning. Here's that moon energy too. Yeah, I don't like the energy of this tower. It makes me uncomfortable. But what I can say is that there are a lot of people who have worked on themselves and who are trying to work with the collective to raise the vibration. And we are getting there. We're kind of in this in-between space. Right? Here's the Four of Cups, right? We're missing something. You're not missing anything. It's there. What's coming? The King of Coins. This is stability. That's what's coming. Interesting. After death, destruction, hardships with all the different nations, the leaders, and ourselves, what's coming is stability here on Earth. You know, whenever we go through a challenging period, here's another 7. 7 of Cups came up 3 times. There will be opportunities. There will definitely be opportunities. The energy in the earth is changing. I pray that, I pray that people get it, you know? Anyhow, okay, we're going to move on to the specific signs.